collective educator agency exists when educators on a campus take intentional actions based on shared beliefs and trust that together they can increase opportunity and measurable success for all students.
When you have a common goal, it really brings people together, and we all seem to be striving to do better. And I think it's because we have this common ground and foundation.
When the teaching staff at Olive Elementary learned that the principal seat was open at their school, they saw an opportunity to implement AVID across every grade level. Principal Heather Darrow shared their vision, and after joining the team, they've worked together to evolve how educators teach, collaborate, and think about teaching.
Before she came and before we had AVID, we were all struggling. Each teacher was separate in their own little classroom, in their own little atmosphere box, so to speak.
We're very collaborative. We have a culture that works together to support one another, to lift each other up. And I would say not just the staff, but the community as well.
When you have a team who's so driven and passionate about a concept and they're open-minded as well, I was able to come in and be like, let me help you make this model or this template. Or, you know, we really were able to bounce ideas off of each other.
Because not only does it help your staff to be able to have common language and common goals, but it also has that for the students. There's not the, oh, I was in so-and-so's class and I got to do this or this, but it was, I got to be at an AVID school site. This is what we did.
After attending AVID Professional Learning, the teachers at Olive Elementary began to implement AVID, using the same strategies across all grade levels.
What helped us be successful was that we walked away kind of going, you know, I'm going to do these 3 things in my class over the next year. We're not going to try to do everything.
We would use philosophical chairs. We would start teaching it in kindergarten. And then each year, each of those concepts would be built upon as they get through each of the grades. If you say yes, animals should wear clothing, come to the red row.
Oh, thank you, Maxwell, but I disagree.
Learning strategies introduced here in the kindergarten 1st grade combination class are the same strategies used in the 4th grade class, allowing students to focus less on the strategy and more on the lesson that it serves.
When you mention the term like a one-pager, they automatically have an idea of what you're trying to set up for that. So they have an expectation of what it's going to look like. And then as you add rigor to it, as you go through the different grade levels, it's going to look a little bit differently. When we talk about our Freire models for vocabulary terms or some of those kind of things, as soon as you put that model up there, your kids know they have the expectation of what it's going to take to fill that in and to be successful with that. You don't have to go back to square one of explaining the whole thing to them. They can turn around and teach it to some of the other students as well.
The result of this intentional vertical integration creates a school-wide culture that also impacts how the teachers themselves plan and collaborate.
We have, you know, specific times where teachers are getting together, sharing kind of what they've done and what we're doing, setting goals for different things that we're trying to accomplish, and start mapping out things that you're going to cover. And at the same time, then you're hearing from other teachers things that they've done that have gone well. Meeting at our staff meetings, we usually have a devoted time where someone can share lessons that they've done that worked really well in their classrooms, or something that they want to try and they want to get some help for. So that just kind of makes collaboration a real natural part of what we do.
I really try to protect their time. So if we have grade level collaboration time or PLC time, I make sure that they do have that time available to them. I actually spend some of my PD times as collaboration times because I do believe that is also professional development.
While using AVID strategies based on an aligned purpose, Olive Elementary has created significant impact that fosters possibility for every student.
Probably like when I'm going to 7th grade, I might feel like a little bit like less weight off my shoulders since I know how to like organize when I'm writing. AVID actually helped me with that.
I like that it helps us be organized and it helps us set goals.
We take notes in almost every subject.
We learned a lot about organization and responsibility. Like every teacher taught us something different.
It's worth it, you know, when you see your student advocate for themselves. Maybe they come from a place where they aren't heard, and now they have a family inside of their classroom where they feel safe enough to express an opinion, and you know that it's going to carry on outside of just this classroom. That is worth it.
It is challenging, but every good thing is challenging. But if you keep taking those small steps forward and try something new, start with one aspect. And when you get in and you feel like you have a full repertoire of things, it's amazing when you go, oh, wow, look at that journey.
What's possible for them is the idea that they realize the input that they can have and the level of engagement that they can have in the classroom.
I've heard them say many times that, yeah, Miss Leon, we're ready for 5th grade. They're confident, they have some good strategies and skills under their belt, and they're ready to go.